Hello, spring. It's 2 o'clock, which means it's time for Tax Talk Tuesday. I do this every Tuesday. I come to you, I give you some area of the tax law. I let you know what's happening with IRS just to keep you informed. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for people to join, and then we're going to dive right in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Beverly Winstead. I am a tax controversy attorney. I practice in the Washington, D.C. area. And tax controversy, that's essentially what we do. I'm known as the IRS help attorney, meaning I help people that generally have problems with the IRS. Whether you're going through an audit or you owe IRS money or you have unfiled tax returns, I do a lot of work with people, helping them to get back into tax compliance. So today, what did I want to share with you? There are a couple of things that are happening right now from, I think, the last time, which was last week, until today. One of the things I wanted to share was actually the extension deadline, the filing deadline. Most of you know by now that the filing deadline has been updated. Last week, IRS announced that they were pushing the individual filing deadline back to May 17th. This is important. Why is it important? Because I want people to make sure that even though the individual filing deadline, which is the Form 1040, was pushed back to May 17th, that doesn't mean that if you have a business that your filing deadline was pushed back. So in particular, if you have a C corporation, you need to make sure that you file your tax return by April 15th or file an extension by April 15th. The deadline to, the form number to file that extension is going to be a 7004. If you miss the flow-through entity deadline, which are your partnerships, your S corps, you absolutely want to try to get those returns in as soon as possible. The reason being is that the IRS charges a penalty each month that the tax return is late, per partner, per shareholders. Those penalties can be substantial. So in order to mitigate those penalties, you absolutely want to make sure you file timely. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. If you're just tuning in, what I'm doing today is really just giving updates about what's happening in IRS land. And I started with the extensions, wanting to make sure everyone understands when their tax returns are due. We do have a little bit more of I think returns or return types that are on different dates. So I think it's certainly important for people to understand that. The second thing I wanted to stress to people has to do with the American Rescue Plan that was recently passed. And I'm getting a lot of questions about this third stimulus check. So the way it was written in the American Rescue Plan is different from the first two stimulus checks that came out. The way in which it's different is because the $1,400 is you get $1,400 per person plus per dependent that's claimed on the tax return. So if you did not get your $1,400 this year, well, so far this year, then it will be a situation where you're going to claim it on the tax return in 2021. So that's how I'm understanding it right now. These, of course, may change. Congress and President Biden are constantly trying to address the needs of the American people. With that being said, I can anticipate there may be some changes with that. The other big thing that we're hearing may be changing, and I don't think I've gotten an update since yesterday, has to do with PPP. The original deadline for PPP, the PPP is the Paycheck Protection Program for small business owners. So if you have a Schedule C, you file a Schedule C business, those are really some of the business owners I'm talking about. If you have an S Corp or C Corp, you also may qualify. So you just want to make sure you talk to your advisor as to whether or not you qualify. But one of the things I'm hearing is that they may extend the deadline for small businesses to apply for PPP from the original deadline in the Consolidated Appropriations Act is March 31st. There have been talks of the last week that may go and be extended through May. And it passed the House of Representatives. The last I checked, it was in the Senate. I don't believe it has passed yet. If it has passed, feel free to drop that comment into the Facebook section. You know, we are a team here. We help everyone, including my audience, people that are tuning in. We help each other so that we all can, you know, just do better in our businesses, do better in life, do better when it comes to being compliant with our taxes. So I'm certainly, you know, open to if you have additional information that you want to share. With that being said, I am going to get off because I only really come, I think, during tax season for a few minutes because I still got a bunch of work. But I always want to honor what I say in terms of coming to you on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. With that being said, if you have a follow-up question, feel free to drop it in the comment section. You can also reach out to me at 301-306-1234 or visit me on the web at www.irshelpattorneys. If you know me, you know I also run the tax clinic at the University of Maryland. If you have a tax problem and you need help and can't afford to hire an attorney, absolutely reach out to us at the law school. That number is 410-706-3295. Thank you so much for tuning in today.